Hi, welcome back to TinkerTricks. I think what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to show you, this is one of my needlessly complicated projects. What this is a motorized microscope attachment. It goes on an existing dissecting microscope, and these are the printed parts for putting the motor on it and putting the motors attached to the stage and then turning the stage automatically. So here your stepper motors go, here are the brackets. This is actually where the little stage attachment goes. And then this is what attaches to the base of the dissecting microscope itself. And maybe I'll put a picture in here so you can get a better idea. And these pink parts are the parts that I know which work. So here you have this little pink part, which has these gear holes. And this is what meshes into the motor. And then over here, you have this, circular opening, and this is actually what fits over the knob where the stage is. And so it's a pretty direct design. There's way better ways to do it with, way fewer problems. But actually, what I'm doing right now is I'm modifying one of the parts I made that I noticed there's a mistake in. So what this is the thing that actually gets carried by the stage. So this is a little holder for a microscope slide. So the slide goes in here, and then the piece gets mounted onto the microscope stage with these holes. These are screw holes. They're recessed so that the head can go inside. And the part that I'm modifying, is this one. I actually already ungrouped this. And this is the same idea, but instead of holding a microscope slide, it holds a petri dish. And also I adjusted its height. It wasn't really leveled correctly. And so all I'm going to do is I need to make sure that this part right here is flat. So I'm going to actually edit the grid, and I'm going to increase the size of the grid so that you can see where the base is. And now you can see there's a shadow. So you can see that this part is not flat. And so actually I just realized it's not what I want to do. I don't want to make it flat. I want to do the opposite because it's bumping in to stuff. So I'm actually going to make this hole, and I think it needs to go up about 5 or 6 millimeters. I'm going to say 6 just to be safe. And I want it so that it's perfectly aligned. Everything from here to here, I want to be cut away up a little bit. I'm actually going to increase this to about 10 because I think it's above the ground a little bit already. And so how I'm going to do that is, if I knew the distance from here to here, I could just figure that out. I could just type in the dimensions and then align them. And so I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to click on this after I aligned it so that it doesn't move. And then I'm going to align it so that it's to this edge. Then I'm going to see the distance from here to here with a little bit of math. I'm going to select both of these objects, and I'm going to see that it's 117.85 across. I don't really like that 0.85, but what are you going to do? And I know that this is 20. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see that if I click on this, it says 92. And so if I type in 118.85 minus 92, I know that 26.85 is the size that this should be. And voila, it's a perfect touch. It's not a perfect touch. I didn't do that right. Hey, what's going on? 117.85. My bad. All right. 25.85. All right, it's perfect now, and you know it's perfect because the two areas are shimmering. So now I'm gonna group these together. I usually group them in parts, in functional units. Now these are grouped, and these are grouped, and now this should be ready for printing. The only problem is this part. So this isn't really 3D printable, but actually how I intended this to be printed is not flat like this, but rotated like this. And now this is actually a very 3D printable part. You're going to have a little bit of problems over here, but for the most part, there's always something underneath what you're printing. So it should work pretty well. And I'm going to go try it. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.